All right, team, we're on the brink of a monumental win for Ripple, a victory that's been a long time coming. After 3 years embroiled in a legal battle, Ripple has spent a whopping $200 million in legal fees, and the toll on the XRP community has been substantial. Yet we're nearing a triumph for the XRP faithful. At present, Ripple is locking horns with the SEC following a decision by Judge Torres that deemed certain transactions as investment contract offerings, specifically those involving institutional investors. A few weeks ago, while I was enjoying some downtime on vacation, I released a video highlighting a critical moment for Ripple. A staggering $3 billion was at stake due to a recent SEC motion. This motion aimed to include all sales made after the initial complaint in December 2020 into the ongoing lawsuit. Essentially, the SEC sought to broaden the scope of the case to encompass 3 years' worth of XRP sales to Ripple's on-demand liquidity partners since the lawsuit began. This move by the SEC aimed to expand and prolong the litigation process, which isn't standard procedure. Fortunately, we've received some clarity, thanks to insights from John Deaton. John Deaton's expertise has been invaluable in navigating these complex legal waters, and I must extend a massive thank you for his relentless advocacy for the XRP community. His dedication deserves our gratitude. He recently provided a comprehensive update on his YouTube channel, offering invaluable information for those following the case. While I recommend watching his full update for a thorough understanding, I've distilled some key points to share with you today. So let's dive into these crucial insights and unpack what they mean for Ripple, the XRP community, and the broader implications of this legal battle. Hey Moneyside family, welcome back to your favorite spot for all the latest on XRP. Before we dive deep into today's exciting updates, I've got a quick favor to ask. If you love our content, show us some support. Give that like button a good smash, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell to become a part of our fantastic community. And here's some exciting news. We're gearing up for a spectacular XRP giveaway as we near the 60,000 subscriber milestone. Participating is super easy with just 3 steps. Stay tuned for details, and you won't want to miss out. Also, remember to drop a hashtag Moneyside in your comments to ensure you're in the running for the giveaway. We're here to keep things straightforward and honest with you all, focusing on the latest news, the financial markets, and strategies to navigate the ongoing wealth transfer that's impacting individuals, families, and businesses alike. Clearly, the SEC's legal battle against Ripple and its implications for XRP have been a pivotal aspect of this wealth shift. For 3 years, this struggle has unfolded, with the SEC's broad claims against the entire XRP community being notably rejected by Judge Torres, affirming that XRP itself isn't considered a security. This decision marked a significant win for the community. Currently, the crux of the dispute lies in Judge Torres's ruling that sales to institutional investors constituted investment contracts, effectively deeming them unregistered securities offerings. Holding on to my sticky notes as a metaphor for the complexity of this case, it's clear that Judge Torres did not make a distinction between sales aimed at facilitating on-demand liquidity and those simply made to institutions looking to invest. In her view, any institutional sales involving a contract were classified as unregistered securities offerings, without differentiation. This broad interpretation has significant implications for Ripple and the broader crypto market as it navigates the legal and regulatory frameworks that shape these emerging financial landscapes. As I previously discussed, my analysis of the initial SEC motion to compel was shared a few weeks back. Since then, we've had the opportunity to hear from John Deaton, an expert who has provided valuable clarity on the matter, and it turns out our initial thoughts were quite aligned. Ripple now finds itself in a position where it must demonstrate that certain sales to institutional and accredited investors may be exempt from the broad categorization applied by Judge Torres. This distinction could potentially mitigate the scope of penalties that Ripple faces. John Deaton has posited that the eventual fine levied against Ripple might well be significantly less than the company's legal expenses to date. He suggests that the intention behind the fine is not to punish Ripple excessively, but rather to highlight the oversight in compliance and impose a nominal fee as a corrective measure. This outcome would enable Ripple to rectify its mistakes and proceed with its business operations. However, the SEC, with its more punitive stance, seeks to broaden the lawsuit's scope by including all sales post-lawsuit filing. In defending against this expansion, Ripple could argue that the structure of these sales does not constitute an investment contract, challenging the SEC's attempt to categorize them as such. This defense strategy could play a crucial role in determining the outcome of the case and Ripple's ability to navigate the regulatory landscape moving forward. This boils down to Ripple exchanging XRP for fiat currency, with transactions aimed at institutions that utilize it for on-demand liquidity. There's no element of an investment contract here, no expectations of profit, no lockup periods. Ripple argues that it shouldn't even need to defend its post-complaint sales because they weren't part of the original lawsuit. This represents another attempt by the SEC to stretch legal boundaries by incorporating these post-complaint sales into the case. We're on the cusp of a significant moment, with expectations set on February 12th as a key date. Within the next few weeks, we anticipate a decision from Judge Torres. The legal phase known as the discovery portion of the remedies is drawing to a close, and soon we'll know whether Ripple is required to disclose financial statements for 2022 and 2023, as well as any investment contracts for inclusion in the lawsuit. However, the consensus among legal experts, including John Deaton, suggests that incorporating these post-complaint sales after the conclusion of discovery doesn't align with legal precedents. Typically, the discovery phase is when any ongoing sales that the SEC wished to include should have been identified. Therefore, it's unlikely that Judge Torres will mandate Ripple to turn over these documents for a case extension that deviates from standard legal procedures. I'm convinced that Ripple proceeded with those sales confidently because they were structured in a manner that clearly avoided constituting an investment contract. The significant insight here, and a reason for optimism regarding Ripple's forthcoming victory, is John Deaton's analysis. He anticipates that the fine Ripple is likely to face will be substantially lower than its legal expenditures, which have reached around $200 million. He suggests a considerably minor penalty, sparking speculation on the exact percentage, whether it might be as low as 10% or up to 25%. This leads to the possibility of a fine ranging from $10 million to $50 million. Such a fine wouldn't be aimed at severely penalizing Ripple, but rather serves as a cautionary measure to deter other companies from similar practices. This perspective sheds light on the broader implications of the case, not just for Ripple, but for the entire crypto industry. It underscores the balance between enforcing regulatory compliance and fostering innovation within the rapidly evolving digital asset space. Consider the scenario where Ripple faces a fine ranging from $10 million to $50 million. For a company with over $1 billion in cash reserves, remaining cash flow positive, and holding a significant amount of XRP, such a fine would merely represent a minor setback. It's a manageable expense that allows Ripple to continue its operations without substantial impact. My conviction is that the SEC's ability to push further will be limited, especially given the robust nature of the case from Ripple's perspective. The denial of the interlocutory appeal by Judge Torres hints at a strong position for Ripple, and should she reject further appeals, it reinforces the notion that despite some early sales involving lockup periods and expectations, thereby constituting investment contracts, these were directed at accredited investors and institutions, which moderates the gravity of the fine. Moreover, it's essential to recognize that the sales in question occurred when XRP's value was significantly lower than it is today, implying that investors who participated are now seeing profits, thus negating any potential claims of harm. This aspect further diminishes the rationale for a hefty penalty, suggesting that any fine levied would be more symbolic, aimed at setting a regulatory precedent rather than compensating for any real damages incurred. Please remember, I'm not a licensed financial advisor. The content presented in these videos is purely for entertainment purposes. I always encourage viewers to conduct their own research and consult with professionals before making any financial decisions. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, make sure you turn on the notifications to be the first to know when I release new content. I'm excited to catch up with you in the upcoming video. Take care!